Hello everyone, it's time for another short cartoon narration intro review, and this is my short narration intros to my various reviews of the Visionaries Age of Magic, which I think I did either three to four. I can't remember. I know I definitely did two narration reviews, and I can't remember whether I did one or two webcam reviews. I know I did one real life superhero review, but I'm not sure if I did two actual webcam reviews. Well, yeah, this is my short narration intro review for the for the 1987 Visionaries Age of Magic cartoon. This is another armor-based show similar to the previous show I talked about, Centurions, only this one is different. This one is like the Renaissance medieval era with knights, dragons, sorcerers, wizards, and stuff. That era, the ye old England. The ye old England place, only the cool gimmick with this show, it's played out in a dystopian future where, because of the three suns aligning, this has caused all technology to cease in the world, thus taking us back to the Dark Ages and relying on old prototypical handmade machines, and especially magic. Magic is the biggest key. Magic is utilized to work together and preserve this new world. And this is from the same creators of the Transformers and G.I. Joe toy line and cartoon, Hasbro, and it's similar to both of those. There are two sides, one good, one evil, split up into two sides. You got my favorite team. You got the good guys, the Spectral Knights, led by the leader, Leoric in the super lightish blue armor. Then you got the most prominent member behind Leoric. You got Witterquick, the guy in the white and red, the guy in the cool white and red armor. Then you got the kid of the group, Farrell in the yellow and brown armor. Then you got Galandria, the only female member of the group. Then you got Cryotech. Cryotech in the red and blue armor. Also, I think he's the oldest member of the team. Then 6, you got Ector. Ector, who's the only one without any real actual powers. The other gimmick here is that each character has a specific staff, which has a specific animal and a specific power. I can't describe all the powers at once because this is still confusing. To me. But yeah, those are the good guys. Then the bad guys are what were they called again? I think they were called the Darkling Lords. The Darkling Lords, led by the guy in the green and blue armor, Darkstorm, with my other favorite characters besides him, Darkstorm, the charismatic, the charismatic leader. You got Mordric, the Kiss Up and Sycophant in the purple and grayish white armor. Then you got Sindar, the guy in the tall red and red and black armor, who's the nicest member of the crew. Then you got my next favorite, Velarina. Other prominent characters include Recon, Recon, Kravix, and Lexor, and they all compete. They all compete against each other. They all compete against the Spectral Knights. They all compete against the Spectral Knights, and for Merlin's magic. And Merlin, who is sort of also he's sort of an antagonist himself, as he utilizes and puts these teams against each other. He has them perform various tasks in exchange for his magic. And up until episode 7 or 8, he favors the Dark Lords. He favors the bad guys, the Dark Lords, over the good guys, even though the good guys, the Spectral Knights, are nicer to him until they cross him. The show features a lot of characters, but the Merlin, the Wizard, and the Spectral and Dark Lords are the characters who appear the most. This right here only lasted one season. It was canceled after one season. This show, in my opinion, had the greatest idea for a cartoon, the greatest plot and idea for a cartoon. However, unlike other cartoons and its predecessors, G.I. Joe and Transformers, this was not executed. There was hardly any action. When you see the action, it's hard to tell because everyone, especially with their helmets on, everyone's armor looks the same. Just different color schemes. So it's hard to tell what's going on. And because of that, people never People never got into this series. People never got into this series, but it was a good watch. And one thing I liked was, unlike other shows, when it's season finale time, other shows may try to pull off some kind of big cliffhanger spoiler to try to hotshot themselves to get a new season. I like how these people recognize, yeah, we're done after this season. We're not going to be back. We're not going to be back for another season. So they came up with an episode to successfully conclude and end the show, to do both. Successfully conclude and end the show, just in case it is the end, which it was. But if it wasn't the end, we did get renewed. The story could continue again, and I like this show for doing that. Instead of hot-shotting yourself with the season finale that you're not gonna get. So yeah, like I said, all three to four reviews will be in the description box below. The 2 narration reviews as the YouTube actor and personality character, and then the second as the real life superhero character with sound effects from the show in the background. Then 3 and 4 the webcams. An off-camera webcam version, which I can't remember if I did or not, an off-camera webcam version, but if I did, it's there. And 4, the one I know for sure I did, the real life superhero version with the costume and an actual prop. Especially then I have a weapons prop here because this is a weapons-based series. Yeah, this was Visionaries Age of Knights of the Magical Light. And I especially had to do this one because I didn't get a lot of reviews on my main channel on the Super Beta 400 for this. So yeah, this is Visionaries Visionaries. I call it Visionaries Age of Magic, but it's actually Knights of the Magical Light. But I call it Age of Magic. So yeah, which is actually the title of the first episode. So yeah. So I'm finished for now. There'll be a read comic book and cartoon tie-in review in the future, and a review individually of the comic books.